Athens is the capital and largest city of Greece and one of the world's oldest cities. It has a recorded history spanning over 3,400 years. The first humans to settle here was in the 11th century BC. It's known as the birthplace of democracy, the center of philosophy, has key landmarks like the Parthenon and the site of the first modern-day Olympics, and also has my personal favorite street food, the Souvlaki. If you're afraid you'd be bored of all the history here, think again. Athens has an incredible art, food, and shopping scene and is extremely walkable. Everywhere you turn, there is something new to appreciate. So, Athens.
Yes.
It's great to be here.
It
really is. What were some of your first impressions when you first got here?
Very busy, a lot going on.
Very loud, as they can probably hear in this video right now.
But it has this like vibe of like
fun. It's fun. It's so fun. It's lively. It's totally different from Santorini that way, I think.
Yeah.
I really like the street art, the tagging or the graffiti, whatever you see. It's like everywhere. I did not expect that. I didn't know that about Athens. It's like an art scene.
Yeah, I'm really excited to explore more.
Me too. So what are you looking forward to the most here in Athens?
Mainly the sights.
Absolutely, the Acropolis. I mean, can you say anything different when somebody asks you that about Athens?
Yeah, I mean, also the food though.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited to try souvlaki finally. Plant-based souvlaki. We could not find it in Santorini. Vegan food in general in Santorini was kind of hard to find. So yeah, the food scene here, I'm just really excited for that too. That's a good call, Lucas. Early morning, waiting for our guide. We're gonna have our guide Dimitria show us around all the sites. It just seemed too overwhelming for me to do it by myself, so I was like, let's get a professional. So that's what we're gonna do.
Hello. Dimitria.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lauren. We will start today visiting Athens, okay? With a fancy camera.
Yes. Our first stop was the Greek Parliament, which actually used to be the King of Greece's palace. We were lucky enough to see the changing of the guards, which happens every 30 minutes. Right behind Parliament is the National Garden, which actually used to be the Queen of Greece's garden, and now it's a public park. And right next to that is the Panathenaic Stadium, where the first modern-day Olympics in 1896 were held. This stadium was built in the exact location of an ancient stadium. It's also the only stadium made of all marble. Hilarious. That's gonna be funny. Our next stop was Zeus's Temple. Yes, it was under construction, but it had a pretty cool view of the Acropolis. From there, you can walk to Hadrian's Arch. So was it a building, or was it always just this wall?
Only the gate.
Only
and
a gate.
Was a symbolical border between the Roman and the Athenian part of the city.
From there, we walked to the Acropolis. Oh, and a hot tip, get the combination ticket at Zeus's Temple to avoid standing in line at the Acropolis. Our first stop at the Acropolis is the Theater of Dionysus.
And the big circle in the middle was the orchestra for the dancers.
Wow, those chairs, are those the originals?
The chairs, originals. Wow. The first range of seats were for the officials and the nobles.
Next was the Odeon Theater, built by the Romans. Then finally, we made it to the Parthenon. Oh my gosh, it's epic. And so cool. Everywhere you turn up here, there's something historical. The Parthenon is a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, built around 450 BC. The base measures 228 feet by 101 feet and was originally quite colorful. Today it sits in ruins because it was bombed during the Great Turkish War, but it still remains a stunning example of Greek architecture. Also from the top of the Acropolis, you can see the most epic views of Athens. highly, highly recommend visiting the Acropolis. It is not overrated. Next, we stopped at Peas to try their vegan souvlaki.
How do you put this? How do you eat this? Okay, I'm just gonna try. Oh, okay. That's amazing. One of my favorite things. Wow.
He wasn't joking. We went back again a second time. Finally, I get to try feta in Greece because they have a plant-based version here. It's creamy and delicious. Doesn't taste exactly like regular, but how can it? But it tastes really good, so I love Athens so far. I also recommend stopping by the Plaka and Monastiraki neighborhoods to do some shopping.
Trying to find the books,
Yeah.
but maybe
You take all major credit cards or any that you don't take?
we take all of them. We prefer Visa or MasterCard instead of American because yeah, takes more commission.
And the next day we started off Lucas's birthday right with some Greek donuts.
That is good.
What's your like immediate review taste of it?
Phenomenal. I mean, honestly, this is one of the best like vegan desserts. These.
To see another really cool view of the Acropolis, do the Philopappos Hill hike. The hike ends with a monument from the 2nd century and an even cooler view of the Acropolis. Next, we headed to a bar called Brettos to try Ouzo for the first time, which is a Greek aniseed-flavored liquor produced from grapes.
You ready?
Yes. Let's do it. We're gonna drink Ouzo. That is a very black licoricey. So if you like that, you'll like it. It's strong. It's nice. So this place claims to be original vegan Souvlaki. So we'll see.
Souvlaki.
Souvlaki. Souvlaki. Quality.
So little time, so much souvlaki. When you bite into it, the chin, the nose, everything goes into it too. So you tend to get some around the mouth and on the face. The next day, we headed to the ancient Agora, which was the place where Athenians gathered and met in ancient times. Here, we got to see the Stoa of Attikos, which has been rebuilt to model the exact market of ancient times. It also houses some incredible statue ruins. When Romans took over the city, they did a little remodel of the Agora, and some of their structures and statues were left behind.
It'd be a lot of work.
Imagine.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of work.
You know, every time the government changes, they change the whole policies, all the
Right.
public policies. So the thing is that in the ancient times, they changed the government every 35 days.
My personal favorite part of the Agora was the Temple of Hephaestus. It was built in the Doric style out of marble in 449 BC and is in incredible condition. Our next stop was the Acropolis Museum, located right at the base of the Acropolis. It has exposed floors, so you can see the ancient ruins the museum was built upon.
When they constructed the museum, they had already found everything, all that stuff. So they were obliged to preserve them.
Inside the museum, you can see the many discoveries of archaeologists over the years found at the Acropolis. The statues themselves, and other structures that used to be there, including the Parthenon's friezes. A lot of pieces are missing because from 1801 to 1812, agents of Thomas Bruce, the 7th Earl of Elgin, removed about half of the surviving sculptures of the Parthenon, and they still sit in the British Museum today.
So now we are at a rooftop bar to end the day with some drinks. And we
And
got
in the vlog.
Yeah, and the vlog. And there's a pretty good view.
Attikos is a rooftop restaurant with a fantastic view of the Acropolis and some pretty great cocktails.
How was it?
Delicious. It tastes like, well, you can taste the rum in it, but it also has kind of like that jam taste because it has raspberry jam in it.
Mine's very minty, which I like. And yeah, the view's not bad. And also, we have this whole place to ourselves right now. It's a great way to end our trip here in Athens, is a rooftop bar looking at the Acropolis. There's no better way to end it, I don't think. Thank you for joining in our trip to Athens. As you saw, Athens, Greece is definitely a place to visit someday. Comment below if you plan to visit here someday, or if you visited in the past. Make sure to subscribe for more travel tips and plant-based food recommendations. Like this video if you liked it, and hit the bell button to know about my future uploads. Love you all. See you next week. Bye.